Hello YouTube, we have done a few of these guides from MTest through his Twitter, and we will do another one. This one is called Season 13 in League of Legends, starts in only 2 weeks. Well, as I'm recording this video, it will start in 4 days. It will start 10th of January. Here is 5 things you can do now to be optimally prepared for the climb. First tip is write down the number of games you can play without a break and stick to it. If you don't know at what point your gameplay starts to decline, use these last weeks to recognize that, so when the season starts, you're ready to be consistent. Consistency is the main key for climbing. And I will agree, if you don't know what the number is, then it shouldn't be any higher than 5 for me personally. Some people are saying 6. But due to the fact that we have to take in consideration people's time, it could be as few as just 2 or 3, and that will actually make you capable of climbing really, really high if you're serious about it. You don't have to spam 2,000 games, because I have done that and gotten to high elo, but I've also done it by playing less than 500 games in a season, so yeah. Second tip, know the champions you will play and which ones are your blind picks. Having too many champions in your champion pool is way harder to climb with. Knowing before you select when you'll pick what is gonna prevent you from picking a champion that is easily countered or that you're uncomfortable on. And this is also a very good tip. This is something that I have done myself. Oh, flashbang warning. Essentially, you can make a spreadsheet like this, where you know that if the enemy team is picking XYZ champion, then you will pick XYZ champion as an answer to it. And then you can also have your blind pick order, what you're going to ban, what are your counter picks, and just a few notes on when are you gonna blind pick each of the different picks, so that you can remember why you're picking the different champions in certain situations, and maybe see in different team comps if that applies to this or this champion. So also very, very good tip, and I agree. And again, your champion pool should not be too big. It should be between 2 and 4 champions in one role, and then if you don't feel like dodging when you autofill a secondary role, then you should just have 1 champion for the autofill role that you can get autofilled on. Number 3, remove chat altogether. If you think people will suddenly not flame and not give up because it's a new season, you're mistaken. Remove chat and use the updated ping wheel instead, so you can focus on what matters, that you can actually control. And I will say that this will apply for most people. But if you are the type of person who are really tryhard and is timing summoner spells and trying to shot call through chat, then you shouldn't remove chat altogether. You can still type /mute all every game if you don't want to hear people's flame and tilt. But for yourself, it's very nice to just be able to see the timed summoner spells of when people have summoners up. As well as your teammates will very much appreciate this, at least most of them will. Some people find it annoying for some reason, but it is what it is. Tip number 4, abuse the swap order system. Draft matters a lot. If enemy has already picked their ADC, there's no reason why yours should be saved. There's no reason why your ADC should save their pick for last. Having better matchups in solo queue matters a ton. So be active in Champion Select instead of scrolling through TikTok. Also very good tip. I will say that draft doesn't matter as much in solo queue compared to obviously competitive or something like that. But it still matters to some extent. And there are some very few situations where you would pick something last for a specific reason. Example would be Sylas. You would like to see how many ultis you can steal, etc. You don't want to show even if the enemy is going to do it, or in case you think that the enemy is going to flex pick, you don't accidentally want to pick into it and then realize, oh, I'm not even playing against this champion, right? But most of the time, yeah, this makes sense that if you know who you're playing against, then you should just pick to answer it in laning phase, because laning phase matters the most in solo queue, in my opinion. And then a bonus tip is don't neglect sleep and food to get ahead of your peers. A lot of players will spam 20 games a day for the first 2 weeks, which is completely fine if they want to brag about their early season achievements. However, if your goal is to be more consistent in both gameplay and mental and improve your rank in the middle and end season rather than the beginning of it, not spamming games on autopilot is key for that. Spamming games when tilted just strengthens your bad habits. And I 100% agree. This is actually what I did this season on my account. and you will see that I was climbing every single season from start till finish. So season started and I climbed, secured late season Grandmaster. In preseason I climbed a little bit, and then yeah, January I didn't have the best of seasons, so I dropped like 50 LP or something. But also a very good tip. So yeah, don't play if you haven't slept well. Make sure that you have food and water. If you're tilted, then it's better to stop for the day, stuff like that, as well as just simple few things as having cold hands. If your hands are cold, they are not capable of moving as fast and reacting as fast, and then you're going to be performing worse. So if you live in a colder climate country like me in Denmark, where right now it is 8 degrees outside, it can be a little bit cold. So simply having something warm to drink, or just doing like, could be push-ups, could be stretching, could be getting hand warmers, whatever, can actually help you perform better in the game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I agree with pretty much all of them, more or less. So if you follow these tips, I'm sure it will help you climb in season 13. So good luck in season 13, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.